Yeah, I sit into Nick, but I can talk to you. Yeah, I'm here with you. Is your lunch on? Okay, great. If I have his middle, but I'll send it to you. Okay, so
Hoping to get started in about 5 to 7 minutes, folks. Just want to give you an update. Yeah.
Please. Exactly. Yeah, I've seen your stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to get started here shortly. If you can please put your phones on silent.
Gotta admit, it's kind of weird standing on this thing. Well, first of all, welcome to Palm Springs Police Department. We appreciate you taking the time to come and to learn about all the great things that the Bureau and our department has been doing. I'll introduce Assistant Director Akil Davis in a second. I did want to take a few seconds to recognize the many people who have given us an outpouring of support. From the Governor's office, we have over here Don O'Keefe and Director of OES. Thank you so much for taking the time to fly down today. We have Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz here also. We appreciate you coming, Dr. Ruiz, and your support. You've been on the phone with me for 2 days, and I sincerely appreciate that. In addition to that, we have Supervisor Manuel Perez, who is coming, and also, as you can see, all of our council members are here. This is Grace Garner, Councilwoman Grace Garner, Jeffrey Bernstein, and I saw David Reddy. Oh, there he is. David Reddy, Mayor Pro Tem Soto, and then City Manager Scott Stiles and Paul Alvarado, the Fire Chief. I want to turn this over. The most important piece of this is the great work that our partners from the FBI have been doing with our detectives, and I'm just so grateful, Akil, for your partnership. We work shoulder to shoulder on this, and I really appreciate all you've done. So time is yours as much as you like.
Thanks a lot, Chief. Good morning. As Chief Mills said, my name is Akil Davis, the Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles Field Office. I'd like to begin by thanking the public as well as members of the media for your patience as we continue through this lengthy investigation. I'd like to start off by saying, due to the speed and professionalism of the Palm Springs Fire Department, Station 1, the Palm Springs Police Department, as well as the FBI bomb technicians, we were able to save all of the embryos at this facility. Good guys 1, bad guys 0. They understood the sensitivity and the precious nature of what was inside, and they took extreme care to ensure that there was no loss of any sensitive material. Again, I want to thank all the partners that have arrived here in Palm Springs to help us investigate this scene and ensure the continued safety in this community. I'd like to address the ongoing search in 29 Palms that many of you asked me about yesterday. I can confirm that we were executing a search warrant at that location in 29 Palms as a result of this explosion here. As has been reported, some residents were evacuated in the neighboring area as a practice of protocol and safety. We do not believe that there's an ongoing threat to the public in the 29 Palms area as a result of this investigation. As I mentioned yesterday, our efforts to positively identify the deceased individual here has been found. We are fairly confident that that subject is Guy Edward Bartkiss, a 25-year-old from, again, from, again, 29 Palms. This is the same individual that I mentioned yesterday. However, due to our investigation, we were keeping some of that information close hold, but we were now releasing it to you today. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force indicates that we believe he was the subject found near the vehicle. I also want to provide the vehicle information to you. He was driving a 2010 silver Ford Fusion sedan with license plate number 8, H as in Henry, W as in William, S as in Sam, 848. Again, that is license plate number 8 as in Henry, 8, H as in Henry, W as in William, S as in Sam, 848. That's critical because we need the public's help in identifying gaps in our investigation. We know where Mr. Bartkiss was at about 6 a.m. We know the timeline of when he entered the city. However, we need the public's help for identifying where he traversed within the city before the explosion went off. We'll be providing a photograph of Mr. Bartkiss, and it'll also be displayed on our social platforms. If anyone has information about this incident, I urge them to call 1-800-CALL-FBI, or we have created a tip line, which is fbi.gov/Palm Springs vehicle explosion. I again want to thank you for your cooperation as we get through this lengthy investigation. We plan on being out here for the next 24 to 36 hours investigating this large scene. I'd now like to turn it over to Chief Mills.
It goes without saying, at the end of this, we'll have opportunity for people to ask questions. Yesterday, a man intent on harming others in our city failed. Palm Springs survived, and we are stronger and more resilient as a result. Our determination to continue life as we know it here in Palm Springs continues unabated, and you'll see this city dynamically grow as a result of this. We have already begun to open the streets surrounding the blast site. Indian Canyon and Palm Canyon will be closed for some time as we still continue to collect evidence as well as process the scene. For the safety of the detectives and the agents working the area, we ask all community members to please stay out of the area. I am absolutely confident that this city is safe. There is no continuing threat to our community as a result of this incident. Now, let's get back to the business of rebuilding the city and continuing our tradition and way of life. This is a city of people celebrating life, and it's a beacon and a safe haven for all. And we really focus on inclusivity and a community that is welcoming to all people. This is where you want to be. Palm Springs is the place. And I think you're going to see that over the upcoming months. Lastly, I really want to recognize the IVF community. This has been one of those heartbreaking things for many community members who are going through the process of trying to build families. And we want you to know that this city is in your court, because those embryos that are there right now are going to be the future leaders of this community. And so we support you, we see you, and we want to be in your camp. And so please, as we continue to move forward, this is an opportunity for us to show the IVF community just how much we support them and we can do. I'm asking all people in Palm Springs, people who live here, people who treasure this as a home, get on social media and show how wonderful this city is. Take a photo of the best place that you would like to show the world what's going on and post it, because that's how special this community is. I'd like to turn over to Fire Chief Paul Alvarado.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate that. Paul Alvarado, A-L-V-A-R-A-D-O, Palm Springs Fire Chief. And at first I want to acknowledge the horrific incident that impacted our community yesterday. And my heart goes out to everyone affected. And I want to assure the community the effective and quick response that our firefighters took yesterday to make sure that we protected life and property. Our first arriving fire engine, Fire Station 1, arrived in less than a minute to begin extinguishing fire on the impacted building. Despite the building suffering structural collapse, this was nothing short of heroic, and I'm so proud of our firefighters. We'll continue to work and support with our law enforcement partners to make sure that the community gets rebuilt, our community is safe, and we continue to move forward. Thank you for your time. I'd like to invite Mayor Pro Tem Naomi Soto up to the mic. Thank you.
Good afternoon, or good morning. It feels like afternoon already. My name is Naomi Soto. I'm the Mayor Pro Tem here in the city. Yesterday, Palm Springs experienced a tragedy. A person who wanted to instill fear in our community with an act of terrorism. This person may have caused damage to our buildings, but that person only managed to unite our community even more. We stand united against violence, against hate. Palm Springs is a city of love, acceptance, joy, and hope. I want to assure this community they are in good hands with Police Chief Andy Mills and Fire Chief Paul Alvarado and the brave men and women who responded immediately to the scene of the explosion. And to our partners at the FBI, who are doing everything they can do to find those responsible, we are in deep gratitude to you all. We also appreciate all our state and local partners who have reached out to offer support and resources, including especially Governor Gavin Newsom, Senator Alex Padilla, Senator Adam Schiff, Congressman Ken Calvert, Congressman Raul Ruiz, thank you for being here, State Senator Ochoa Bo, and Assemblyman Greg Wallace, and all of their staff who have reached out to us multiple times. Thank you to our city council members, our city staff, City Manager Scott Stiles. All of your effort means so much during this time of tragedy. And to our community members, again, I want to assure you that we are doing everything we can to help those injured and find those responsible. You are not alone, and we are here with you. To our business community and visitors, as Police Chief Mills mentioned, this is an isolated incident. Palm Springs is safe, and we are open for business. And let's bring the joy and fun of Palm Springs immediately back. Our City Manager, Scott Stiles, will now share more about the actions and alerts that you can anticipate from the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I'll be very brief, but just a few words, especially for our residents here in Palm Springs. We want to let you know that all of our city departments are working around the clock, 24/7, to be fully coordinated on everything we can do, from opening up streets as quickly as possible and to providing services and restoring services as quickly as possible. That involves all the coordination with our police department, our fire department, public works, who are all out there around the clock, and we will continue to do that. We hope to be opening streets up very soon as possible, and we'll continue to push that out. I do want to mention, especially for our residents, we've created a special landing page on our Engage Palm Springs platform, and that's where people can get all the latest up-to-date information that we're going to be putting out. So please go to that Engage Palm Springs website. Many of our residents are already watching it around the clock. The other thing I want to mention very briefly, with the horrific nature of this explosion, As you know, it damaged a great number of businesses and residential properties in and around the vicinity. We had our business teams out there yesterday going door to door to a lot of those businesses, a lot of those residential properties, and we're going to be moving forward as expeditiously as we can to doing everything we can to help them recover, whether it's waiving permits to get them up to speed, providing any resources, loans, grants, anything that might be available to people. We're going to be working on that with the greatest of speed. So we'll be continuing to reach out to them, and so we just want to thank all of our businesses, residents that were affected, and if you need to reach out to us, please reach out to us if you haven't spoken to us already. So with that, I'll turn it back over to the Assistant Director for any comments, questions.
Okay. Okay, we'll open it up for a few questions. Chief, did you want to?
Mark, did you have a question to start off with?
I would ask Scott and anybody else in the city, a lot of people were impacted by this mentally, people who came upon the scene and saw horrific things. Would the city necessarily make any resources available to help people or guide people as they try to emotionally recover from this incident?
Thank you, Mark. We've had some conversation about that. We know, especially even among our city staff that were on scene and may have witnessed stuff and seen stuff. We want to make sure that resources are available to them as well as other staff, and we will be working with our nonprofit partners, other people that provide services, and I would say more to come on that. We know this is a traumatic incident. We want to provide any and every resource that's available to people.
Chief Mills, that's it. Is there anything you can tell us about the suspect in the state of mind? There was something posted about his online rambling. Was he received by IDS, or did he have something against it because of his conception that way?
Yeah, I want to be very careful how we respond, so I'd like to keep it under one roof, and I'll have Assistant Director Davis respond to that.
Thanks, Chief. So, yes, the subject had nihilistic ideations, and this was a targeted attack against the IDF facility. Make no mistake, we are treating this, as I said yesterday, as an intentional act of terrorism. So,
is the audio recording on the Pro Mortalist website, is that confirmed to be the suspect?
I'm not going to answer that at the time. Okay. Investigation's ongoing.
Are you aware of a possible manifesto about by the investigation and a
I am.
possible planned attack for next week?
We are looking through that. We are tracking a possible manifesto out there, and it's part of our ongoing investigation.
And was this explosion being live streamed?
We believe he was attempting to live stream it, and yes, that is also part of our investigation.
Was it successful?
Sir.
Now, from NBC Palm Springs. Yesterday afternoon, we were contacted by an individual who was at the corner of Toshiba and Palm Canyon at the time of the explosion. He was stopped at a red light there. He got out of his car to see if there were any victims. He didn't find any, but he did find evidence, which he took home with him. That evidence, he showed me, appears to be part of an explosive device, perhaps an accelerant or an exciter or something of a bomb. I told him to contact you folks. I'm wondering, have you heard from him? Did you get that device that you showed me? And secondly, how concerned are you that that device could in fact be part of this investigation?
So I'm not going to comment on who's providing evidence or who's providing tips. You guys can all understand that. We're receiving tips, hundreds of tips a day, and we're following up on all of them. As you guys can imagine, how large this scene is, there's evidence strewn all about in a 360-degree perimeter in several hundred feet in every direction. So we are collecting evidence all over from a whole host of sources.
If I can just comment.
Do you have...
Oh, yeah, go ahead, sir.
For those community members who have found pieces of what they believe is evidence, they really need to get a hold of us. You can call the local number or the FBI. This is unacceptable, and let's be really direct with that. If that person, if you could recontact them for us and let them know they need to turn it in.
I believe he's been in contact with you, and looking online this morning, the device is described as one that's commonly used as explosives. So
Okay, well,
any further comment on that?
I mean, make no mistake, sir, this is absolutely where explosives used in this incident. A large bomb went off in the city of Palm Springs yesterday.
And this could have been part of that evidence.
Could be.
When you
Yeah.
talk about this 25-year-old, was he already known to law enforcement, or was this the first time that he's popped up on your radar?
This is the first time he's popped up on our radar. Not to say that he hasn't had other contacts, but we are working with our locals to kind of vet that out.
And do you have an update on those 4 people, on their injuries, or what's the status of them?
Yeah, go ahead.
All of the people who were injured in the blast have been released from the hospital and medical care.
Thank you.
With respect to the scene in 29 Palms, what I think some residents reported hearing an explosion there, possibly was there a controlled explosion or anything there, and have the perimeters been lifted? Are people able to return to their homes?
So it's an ongoing scene. I am aware of some of the noise that the residents were reporting on that. Some of that was due to us making entry into that residence and dealing with some of the material that we've come across there. But that's an active scene right now, and we're working through that. So I'm not going to comment further on the status of it.
Assistant Director,
Sir.
Mr. Davis, Zach Boletto here with KCAL News. Thank you for taking the time to be here in Palm Springs. To clarify, you said the person who died in this explosion is Mr. Barkis. Is Mr. Barkis who you believe made this bomb and detonated it?
Yeah, so that's nuance there. So we are fairly confident that Mr. Barkis is our primary subject of suspect, person of interest. We are working through some other technical means to positively identify the decedent here, but we believe at this moment, based on the evidence that we've gathered, that is Mr. Barkis as the decedent here.
Has Barkis' mother and family cooperating with authorities?
I'm not gonna, no comment there.
Assistant Director,
Sir.
Rogers Peter, CBS News. This Ford Fusion, 3,000 pounds, essentially creates this 250-yard blast site. Talk about the device that was inside this vehicle. Rudimentary, sophisticated, and walk us through it.
And so there's a lot there that's still under investigation. What I can say is this is probably the largest bombing scene that we've had in Southern California. This does eclipse the bombing matter in Aliso Viejo. It's that big. And just for reference, to throw pieces of vehicle hundreds of feet in the air and then several blocks away, you can use your imagination to imagine how big that bomb device was.
Was this individual able to buy the products online? Did he have to use a special license, military grade? Walk us through how he obtained the materials for the device.
And so that information is still part of our investigation, and in order to protect the integrity of it, I'm not going to comment on the how and the why yet.
This is Laura, ABC 7 News. My question to you is, since you said large amount of explosives that was used in that vehicle, could it be that the suspect was outside the vehicle, maybe didn't expect it to detonate as much as it did? Could he not have intentionally tried to kill himself?
Yes, ma'am, that is a possibility, and our investigation will reveal.
Two more questions?
Sir.
Timothy Parker, Spectrum News 1. You mentioned that you believe this person was anti-IVF. How do you know that?
Based on our investigation, some of the posts that he's made online, some of the comments made in his manifesto that we're combing through right now, is kind of what led us to that nihilist belief.
Breaking News Channel 3. We had a reporter on scene at the 29 Palms area yesterday, and community members were telling her that there was an FBI presence there in the days leading up to that. Can you confirm that?
I cannot.
Okay, folks, that concludes this press conference. We're done, folks. We're
Okay,
done.
guys,
We're
thanks a
done.
lot.
Thank you very much for
Appreciate
coming
it.
here.
Do we know if you was on the FBI's watch list yet, at all, whatsoever, or just random?
Everybody, you're going to be able to find the photograph of Mr. Barkis on the FBI's X account, and that's at FBI Los Angeles. That'll be up within the hour.
I did ask for them. I had asked. They did.
And they said everyone was just stay at 14.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'll be on the news.
Okay, oh yeah, I'll come. Oh my God. I'll come say hi.
See, that's easy.